Welcome back, everyone, to the 2015 Mid-Season Invitational taking place on the campus of Florida State University. Shocks posing with some fans, as you see. Oh, nice little peace sign out there. People having a great time today. We have ourselves a Series 1-1, and it's an exciting one at that. We're going to take another look at a viewing party happening today. Here are the fans in Dallas, Texas, where everything is bigger, even the league action, gentlemen.
Hey, that's where you're from.
That's a common misconception, and that is not where I'm from. Not that that's a bad place to be from. Now, throughout MSI, we've been celebrating the 2014 League of Legends World Champions with the release of the Samsung White commemorative skins, and today we're taking a closer look at the final two skins that make up the bottom lane. These skins immortalize both Mata's heat-seeking thresh hooks and Imp's smile and deadly laugh that struck fear in the hearts of their opponents.
솔직한 마음으로는 지금 저 잔디에 누워 뒹굴고 있어요. 저.
Imp and Mata, such synergy in a 2v4. The MVP of the world.
Samsung White, the 2014 World Champion.
Now, these skins will be available along with the rest of the Samsung White squad starting on May 14th. But turning back to the matchup at hand, SK Telecom and EDG are tied at 1-1 going into Game 3. SKT are leaving Easy Hoon in the mid lane for this third game.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is just the different play styles from the team, because Game 1, you saw SKT up against EDG, making EDG play SKT style. The slow, they got ahead early, and they were like, all right, late game is where we're going to bring this out to. EDG is not going to have that hectic early game. Game 2, EDG, immediate invade, blind invade, go into the brush, get a fight, and that's the EDG style. And they made SKT play a very frantic, chaotic game where they thrive.
Yeah, and this is where I got to kind of disagree with Monte Cristo on the mid lane matchup here, because they sent Myron into Pawn's lane, sent him out of lane, so that equalized the lane in my eyes, because they were pretty much equal in kills. And what's Pawn's response to that? He doesn't sit middle and farm. He goes and dives Myron, flashes over the wall, gets a kill, recalls, then goes and gets a dragon for his team as well. Mid lane isn't this vacuum utopian society where it's 1v1. Like, killing creeps will only get you so far in this game.
Well, matchups aside, though, in every best of 5 and even best of 3s, tendencies come out. And that's why it's a whole nother monster than best of 1s. And the one pick that has really stood out for me has been the Annie. Both teams have really prioritized this pick. And what does Annie bring to the table that these other supports don't have? Well, she has a guaranteed high damage engage that just other champions do not pack. The Alistar was one that was banned out Game 1, but it's still not quite the same thing as Annie, as well as having a really dominant laning phase with the opportunity of going for a really strong 2v1 and invade. I think this pick is going to be either first picked in one of these games, whether it's the purple side or the other one, or banned.
I cannot believe it did not come out before this. Mako played more Annie games during the season than anything else. He had 14, next highest thresh on 12, and it was a staple in the bans against him. He's so good on it. Couple that with Wolf's tendency to overextend for vision, I think that it's just such a brilliant pick to bring into the series at this point.
Yeah, and if you look at the lane, just during the laning phase, it's the only one of those hard engaged champions in teamfights that actually has harass pressure without going all in during the lane.
Another cool thing about Annie, though, is the fact that unlike Sejuani, where Sejuani pretty much forces a mid laner to take cleanse, the mid laner cannot afford to take cleanse against somebody who isn't even thinking about going to the lane. But when you start grouping up, she's wishing, the mid laners are wishing that they took cleanse against the champion.
Well, a lot of action so far in this series as we head back to Rivington, Jat, and Deficio. Clearlove isn't putting much thought into his team's loss to SKT in the group stage and thinks that in a best of 5, EDG has a strategic edge.
我觉得，因为输给 SKT 那一场是 BO1 嘛，我觉得就是 BO1 有很多可能性，所以说输了，而且小组赛输了，也就是不是很特别重要。但在 BO5 的比赛里面，我觉得 EDG 是能赢 SKT 的。
We've also heard previously from Clearlove in interviews that this tournament would allow them to really make adequate adjustments to things they need to make with the team. A few things hit them coming up in the patches, but it seems like they've righted all those wrongs. And now facing SKT in the finals, we got Game 3.
Just got a Game 3 here. Last game, you can't really expect to get 3 kills at level 1 again from EDG, but they showed how they could keep control of the objectives. SK Telecom did what they could to get back in the game. Now, new pick and ban phase. SKT is back on blue side. last time we saw them ban